This is Lil Tae, this is my little freestyle, hear me out. Yeah. Yeah. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I wanna smoke green, I wanna blow green. I wanna have everything, getting everything. If I kick off with this rapping and singing thing, I have everybody, have everything. I ain't gonna be no selfish rapper like most of these things. I'm be the greatest rapper, the greatest singer of everything, of everything, of everything. I have everything, everything. I make sure the poor kids, they have everything, get everything. I blow like 10 mil, just on the poor kids, giving them a meal, giving them whatever they need, some clothes. I got clothes on my back, and most kids need that shit. And we take all this shit for granted. We take all this shit for granted. I take this shit for granted. But most kids need that. Most kids want that. Most kids don't have this. They out in the cold, suffering from the cold ass snow or from the hot ass sun. We need to stop taking shit for granted. We really do. We need to stop taking shit for granted. Even get shoes. We need to stop taking this shit for granted. We take everything for granted. 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 Granted. We need to stop this. We need to stop being selfish. Stop taking shit for granted. We need to stop it. We need to stop it. We need to help the kids that actually need this shit. That need this shit. Not only want this shit, but they fucking need this shit. They only need this shit? Nah, they need this shit. They don't want this shit like we want this shit. They fucking need this shit. They ain't got shoes, they ain't clothes on their back. They walking around butt ass naked. That shit is real. That shit is real. And you already know everything comes out my mouth is fucking real. It's fucking real. It's fucking real. It's fucking real. Fucking school and shit. We take this shit for granted. Most kids want this shit, they need this shit. We take everything for granted. 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 Most kids need this shit. Most kids want this shit. You don't want to go to school? Well, most kids want to fucking go to school because they ain't have that shit. Since we have this shit, we take this shit for granted. Fucking clean ass water, we take this shit for fucking granted. For granted. For granted. We take this bullshit for granted. Most kids need this shit. They don't only want this shit, they fucking need this shit. And we just want this shit. You want the new LeBrons? Motherfuckers want sneakers. They want anything that they can get. But we're selfish. We take everything for fucking granted. Fucking granted. I give kids this shit, whatever they want, what they need. Most kids want that shit, they need that shit. They only want this shit, they fucking need this shit. Draws, we take it for granted. For granted. We take it for granted. You already know everything coming out my mouth is fucking real. Since day one. It's always been real. That's the only thing I know how to speak is real. I'm not fucking fake. Get that shit, that fucking fake shit. Not around me. Cause it don't mean shit to me. This shit, take it for granted. This shit, granted. This shit, granted. See, I'm not about to start stripping and shit, but that's what kids go through. And we take all this shit for granted. When kids need this shit, they don't only want this shit, they fucking need this shit. And we selfish, we take this shit for granted. Fucking hold up. Fucking paper towels. Take that shit for granted. Fucking this shit. See, I'm about to throw this because I ain't about to break it, but we take this shit for granted. Most kids would probably piss in that. Shit in that. Fucking, they out here pissing. shitting and they can't even wipe their ass because they don't have fucking. Kids will wipe their ass with this. Would I wipe my ass with this? Hell no. But if I was poor like them, hell yeah. We take this shit for granted. We take every fucking thing for granted. We need to stop this shit. If I kick off with this rapping and singing shit, kids, they'll have things better than this. They'll have shit they need, not only want. They have shit they fucking need. Lil Tae out.